So this is a part 2 continuation of my series of dealing with bullshit, scumbag, fucking entities, Divics, fallen demonics, archons, even aliens, any asshole spirit that wants to fuck up your work and fuck up your shit. This video is going to be about how to deal with them. So, I'd like to dedicate this video to the holy Headless One, the Bornless Spirit set. So here's a little bit how my day went. I had to come home early from work because I was having a little bit stronger cardio symptoms. All the work and the banishings and stuff on the day from the days before, they helped. They did help, but it wasn't enough. I had to turn up the heat a little bit. I had to turn up the pressure. So, came home, the first thing I fucking did, put on a pair of my rubber boots there and my long pants, and I set out. I walked to the forest into a field of ragweeds. I don't know what they were, but they were like tall, like just about up to my eyes. And there's those fuzzy stalks too around like the northeastern United States. Those thin like fuzzy things. They got the skinny leaves on them, but they have that white fur on them, and you really don't want them to like brush up against your leg. They're not stinging nettles, but you'll know it when you touch them. You'll know it. It's probably like ragweed or something like that. So I walked through a middle of field like that with my copy of Ecclesia Mysteria, and I just did the Headless ritual, the invocation to the Headless One. I'm going to give you two versions. I'm going to give you the one word for word as it is in Ecclesia Mysteria, and I'm going to give you the one that I spoke out loud with my couple of tweaks to it. So, Ecclesia Mysteria by Tau Constantine, Martinet Press, page 122. It reads, I invoke you, Headless One, who created earth and heaven, who created night and day, you who created the light and darkness. You are Osaran Nofris, who none has ever seen. You are Iabas, you are Iapos. You have distinguished the just from the unjust. You have made female and the male. You have revealed the seed and the fruits. You have made men love each other and hate each other. I call upon you, awesome and invisible God with an empty spirit. O Holy One, deliver me, Amen, from the demiurge which restrains me. Yo Adonai Abraxas Eoi. Mighty Headless One, deliver us, Amen, from the demiurge which restrains him or me. Deliver him, me, Amen. Eoth Abraoth Basin Isaac Sabaoth Yao. He is the Lord of the gods. He is the Lord of the inhabited world. He is the one whom the winds fear. He is the one who made all things by the command of his voice. Lord, King, Master, Helper, save our souls immediately. Immediately we call you. Ieo, Pir, Io, Pir, Ieo, Iabo, Yo, Abrazax, Sarimem, Bithos, Adonai. The initiate takes up the chalice, saluting the north. Credence drains the chalice entirely. Now I am becoming the Headless One, the Headless Daemon with sight in my feet. I am the mighty one who possesses the immortal fire. I am the truth who hates the fact that unjust deeds are done in the world. I am the one who makes the lightning flash and the thunder roll. I am the one whose sweat is the heavy rain which falls upon the earth, that it might be inseminated. I am the one whose mouth burns completely. I am the one who begets and destroys. I am the favor of the Aeon. My name is a heart encircled by a serpent. Come forth and follow. Pause then. I have risen, I have conquered, I have been anointed. The Spirit has descended upon me, and I have ascended into glory. Amen, amen, amen. Having recited this litany, the celebrant should retreat to a quiet place and be open to reception of the visions which are likely to follow. So, that was the version that was given by Ecclesia Mysteria. Now the source of this is a lot older, a lot more ancient than Martinet Press, or even Aleister Crowley, or even like Western magicians. It's from the Greek magical papyri, which is very, very ancient Egyptian Greek magical texts, which has various spells of great power, rituals, specializes in possession rites and rites which connect your soul permanently to the god or archetype of your choice that you're worshiping. So very serious, theurgical, life-changing, groundbreaking work. I'll give you a little bit of a backstory here. So there's only been a handful of times when I've had to whip this bad boy out. And each time I did, it was fucking powerful. The first time that I seriously did this ritual, the headless rite, it is when I needed to undo a specific spell that I did on someone else, and it was a little bit of overkill. I ended up fucking myself up a little bit in the process. So how I did it is I did the Headless One invocation. Then I did the exact same spell that was a problem in reverse, in backwards. So I undid the spell and I scattered its elements out to the parts of it, the pieces. Like I got rid of them. And that same evening, me and my best friend would go to a casino. He wins $1,000 fucking cash. I shit you not. He wins money. Now, I'll explain my theory to this, because the headless invocation is not actually an invocation to a spirit as more as it is a self-exorcism. So the reason why it's so powerful and you get about a good luck after it is because the headless spirit, he isn't blessing you with riches. He isn't giving you those things. What you're actually doing, you're displacing your entire aura. You're banishing the fuck out of everything. You pulled an astral fire alarm. You fucking just nuked your entire astral space. You fucking detonated a nuke. You've obliterated everything all around you in your immediate sphere of influence. That's the kind of energy it's got, including all barriers, walls, entities, egregores, lesser parasites, divics, and attachments that are holding you the fuck back. So basically, my friend was destined. He was supposed to win some money anyway. He was going to win $1,000. Maybe if I hadn't performed it, maybe not in that one sitting. Maybe he'd win like $100 over the next 10 plays, 10 visits at the casino or whatever like that. You know, or he could have won it in a couple other different sittings. But what this kind of magic does is it banishes all bullshit energy from you that's stopping you, that's standing in between you and your true destiny and what you're supposed to have and what you're supposed to attain. So if it was his true destiny to win some money at the casino, or that was part of his true destiny, what I just did is I just accelerated life. I just accelerated the universe. I made all that bullshit energy, all that bad energy, negative energy, I displaced it, I made it go the fuck away. and he won that money that was his immediately. So this isn't an invocation. This is a self-exorcism. Also, I'm just going to throw this out there that I am very strongly convinced that this is actually a call to Set, the self-created God, the Kepper one, the one who self-creates. And I'm going to explain why after I go through the second version. This is the one that I spoke aloud today. Io Erbeth, Io Packerbeth, Io Bokoseth. I invoke you, Headless One, Bornless Spirit, who created the earth and the heaven, who created the night and day, who created the light and darkness. Then I continue. I am Olsenophorus, whom none has ever seen. I am Iabas, I am Iopos. I have distinguished the just and the unjust. I have created the female and the male. I have revealed the seed and the fruits. I have made men to love and hate and war with each other. I call upon the Spirit, awesome and invisible God with empty spirit. O holy headless one, deliver me from, and then I said, the Divic or lower parasite that restrains me. Io Adonai Sabaoth Abraxas Eoi. Mighty headless one, deliver me, my name, from the wicked demiurge. Instead of saying demiurge, I'd say wicked Divic. Wicked low astral parasite that restrains me from devotion to the numinous Aoth, Abrioth, Basim, Isaac, Sabaoth, Iyah. He is the Lord of Lords. He is the Lord of the inhabited world. He is the one whom the winds fear. He is the one who made all things by the command of his voice. Lord, King, Helper, and Friend, assist me immediately. Yeo, Peer, Yeo, Peer, Yeo, Iabo, Yeu, Abrazax, Sabriam, Bithos, Adonai. Now I am becoming the bornless daemon, with sight in my serpent feet. I am the mighty one who possesses the immortal fire. I am the truth who hates effect unjust deeds are done in the world. I am the one who makes the lightning flash and thunder roll. I am the one whose sweat is heavy. Sweat is the heavy rain which falls upon the earth that it might be inseminated. I am one whose mouth burns completely. I am the one who begets and destroys. I am the one who separates light and darkness. I am the one who creates benediction and disaster. I, the Lord, do all these things. I am the favor of the Aeon. My name is a heart, encircled by the serpent. Come forth and follow. I have arisen. I have conquered. I have been anointed. The Spirit has descended upon me. I have descended into glory. I have risen, I have conquered, I have been anointed. The Spirit the spiritual fire has risen up within me, and I have ascended into glory. Amen, amen, amen. And then, together, me and Abraxas Set, we cast this fucking thing off. Cast this fucking bullshit energy away to distance myself as much as possible from it. And that was that. And I simply thanked him. And I stood around this energy for a little bit. Then I walked home a different way than the way that I came to that field. But my main theory for the Bornless ritual being an invocation to Set is some of the names being spoken there. So Bithos is Greek, and it refers to the personification of the depths of the sea. Also, the name Bokoseth or Packerbeth, one of those names deals with the depths. So Erebeth I might be wrong on this, but Erebeth might be the primal air. Packarbeth may be the primal fire. Bokolseth may be the depths. Bithos is the depths for certain there. And these are all names of Set. These are titles of Set. The second reason is Abraxas. Now, this image that you're looking at on the screen, this thumbnail, we see a being wielding a spear with serpents for feet that knot, that make a heart-shaped knot at the bottom. But we also see he has the head of the Setian animal. So Abraxas is another name for Set. And also, too, where Abraxas got a serpent's feet, Set, he slew the Apophis snake. He slew the serpent. And then Ra looked over to Set after he had just defeated Apophis, and he acknowledged Set's true power. And at this moment, it was how Set became the adversary. Not so dissimilar to how Apollo wrestled with Typhon, killed and slew and devoured Typhon, and at that moment he was no longer Apollo, he was Apollyon, or even his darker aspect, Abaddon. So we're dealing with the black sun, essentially. We're dealing with solar archetypes, with solar divinity, when we're doing the headless rite. Also, it is said that Lucifer is the bornless spirit. He is the headless one. So the darkest, most alien and seemingly frightening, most numinous aspect of Lucifer is actually headless, or it's just a hood and all black. There's no face. It's just a void, basically, where his head should be. Or other times, the headless one is depicted as Akephalos, which means the self-beheaded god, or the man who stands with a sword in his hand. In his other hand, he has his own head. He chopped his own head off, and there is a sun, or a black sun, where his head should be. Also, the heart with the serpent, with the snake coiled around his heart. Also, too, I'm convinced that Isaiah 45:7 directly addresses Abraxas, Set, the bornless spirit. It reads that I am the one who separated the light and create darkness. I create benediction and disaster. I, the Lord, do all these things. It means that this divinity is far above our low-level humanist musings. It is more elevated than, our political correctness or, our preferences here. This thing does what it wants and does what it needs. It's just direct and to the fucking point. So, the headless one. You're dealing with Set. When you're dealing with Abraxas, Set. When you do the headless invocation. Not invocation, it's a self-exorcism. This divinity already burns within you. It's also alluded to in the incantation of Eros, who secretly inhabits every soul, clandestine one who secretly lives in every soul. Set secretly lives in every soul. And so does Eros. Eros and Set secretly live inside of our soul. It's the same kind of energy, but there's just different polarities. So Eros would be the more feminine side of this divinity, where the headless one, or the invocation of Set, draws upon the black sun, draws upon a more masculine type of energy. Also, too, I think this was from Aleister Crowley, but I threw this in here as well. The low-level Dybbuk, the astral parasites, triumph not against me. The lower astral triumphs not against me. The winds and fire triumph not against me. Even Osiris himself prevaileth not against me, for I am Set. I am Kheper. I am the self-created one. I burst forth from my mother's rib cage. I tore myself into fucking existence. Set is a self-created God, the self-created spirit. It's a very, very, very phallic and very masculine black sun kind of energy, solar energy. The myth is this, that Set was not born. He was not born from his mother's womb. He actually tore himself out of the mother's womb. It's almost like that movie Alien, you know, where the lady, she's got like this alien egg inside of her. I don't want to like make like a gross like comparison, but like the alien like thing like bursts like out of her chest. It's not like that Set's like an alien or anything like that, but he's so excited. He's got so much energy and such a willpower to express himself that he fucking ripped himself out of his mother's womb. He ripped himself into existence. He's the type of guy who just could not wait to be born. He had to exist. So when he was ready, he just like, just exploded out of his mother's womb, exploded into existence. That's the type of fucking solar, masculine, powerful energy that Abraxas, Set, the Bornless Spirit, comes with. And that's where Set gets the name, the title of being the Bornless Spirit, because he was never born. He tore himself into existence. Or he keppered, X-E-P-E-R, kepper, into existence, which means I create myself. I come into being. So that was the self-exorcism / the Headless One invocation. If you are dealing with like Divics or like entity problems or things like that, go ahead and give that a try. Go ahead and give that a go, and you will feel much better. Definitely give that a go. Put it in the comments. Tell me how it worked for you, because I want to fucking know how it works for you. And most of all, I want to hear back powerful, positive, powerful fucking results. Those of you who have done the ritual, I want to hear about it. I've also been doing Uncle Bearheart's middle pillar ritual with the astral body expansion. I've been doing that nightly now for the past probably 5 days or so. That will be in the description. There's just a few differences there with like some of the visualizations. Like I see most of the things how he says it there. Like I see for like for Uranus, I see the crystalline green city. I see the city of crystals there, almost like an Atlantean, like kind of like prehistory civilization. For Pluto, you know, the dark caves and stuff like that. I see the caves there. So what you're gonna do? For the first thing, you're gonna touch your forehead. You're gonna vibrate. It's like 3 to 5 times. Visualize the green city. Then Pluto, and that's like a great colored purple. And I usually see like caves. Sometimes I've seen Cerberus or I've seen Hades. Other times I see more of like a pleasurable kind of place, like a grotto with some fun and adult-only things go on there. The biggest change for me is when I was vibrating Soul, where Uncle Bearheart said that it was basically like Christian heaven or like Christian angels. I did see like a pleasant place, like the Field of Reeds, like spoken about in Egyptian eschatology. But instead of like angels, I saw like goats, like goat angels, you know, or like angels. They had like goats' horned helmets, and they had like a mask, almost like a golden like muzzle. So like these are like golden satyrs, basically, like golden angelic satyrs, but not the demiurge angels. No, just planetary beings associated with the sun. So basically the golden satyrs or the golden goats. That's what I saw when I vibrate soul. So because my heart center has been under the most attack, I'll vibrate soul like 5 to 6 or even 7 times, where all the other spheres I'll vibrate like 3 to 4 times. So I vibrate soul while visualizing those flaming golden goats surrounding me and standing at by my side with their golden swords and their golden horns and everything like that, about 6 times. Then I move on to lunar if you are male. If you are female, it's luna, and it's specific to your sex. He goes more into detail about that in his middle pillar video. But generally, what I see is I see casinos. So basically, like a Las Vegas kind of thing, or like, you know, like a Samaria or Babylon. Just a silvery sphere, the color of the moon. It's more like a portal, and inside that portal, I see like gambling tables. I see people with like cigars between their lips, holding glasses of whiskey. Just a lot of smoking and drinking. And like gambling and like fun that goes on in the lunar sphere, which is the astral. Then lastly, a black sphere about like the size of a dinner plate is completely black. You know, not to represent the void or anything, but like it's black to represent the earth. So that, and then I vibrate Tara 3 to 4 times. And then after that, I do the astral body collapse. And basically what you want to do, you want to blow up your astral body, like zoom out to the point where the earth is tiny, the sun's tiny, and you're looking down at the Milky Way. The Milky Way, Uncle Bearheart says to make it like the Milky Way, like a tiny speck. I don't like to make it that small. I will like stand above the Milky Way to like the Milky Way is like the size of the floor, and then the last couple times I made it like the size of a CD, or like the Milky Way the size of a record, you know. And then when you do that, just as long as you ground yourself, just bring yourself back. So zoom back into the Milky Way, make the Milky Way huge again, the galaxy huge again. You're going past the stars, and you see the sun again, and you pass the moon, and then the Earth is just from a little pea to a marble, to a ball, to a giant basketball, a giant sphere, and you shrink yourself down, and you literally put yourself back on the map where you started until you're back inside your own body. And that was the middle pillar grounding exercise. That will be in the fucking description. So I've given you a bunch of fucking tools that already exist, are already out there. Uncle Bearheart's middle pillar exercise, sets, Bornless ritual. In the last video, I gave you the invocation of the compassionate ritual, and I gave you 2 calls to Eros. So now you got a bunch of tools in your box. If you got any divot problems or entities, 9 times out of 10, you can just get pissed off. You can just get scary and scare the fucker off. But if it persists, you got more weapons at your disposal.